Story time with Game Master Mike. Hey folks, are you ready for another stories video? Well, this time is going to be a story about the Blair Witch Project. Now, I really do enjoy this movie. It is a successful horror movie. It is very low budget, and these actors know how to do this right. It is very scary, and it was very successful. It was released in 1999, and we had so much fun watching it because there's lots of jump scares and everything. So I'm going to tell you the story which really happened when I was a kid with the Blair Witch Project. You know, when I was in school in the 4th grade, everyone was talking about this movie, about how scary it is. And of course, when I was a kid, I was pretty much scared of scary movies. So we went to the movie. Well, my sisters went to the movies to see the Blair Witch, and me, my mom and dad went to see, I believe it was Casper, the live action Casper, the Friendly Ghost movie. So we went to see the movies, and like when I was leaving the movie theater, I was like in my head, I'm curious to see the Blair Witch Project. So when it came out on video, we were going to watch it that day, but there was some very devastating things. So my mom, I had a bad day at school that day, and my mom came home from a business trip, and she bought me a toy school bus. It was the one that had flashing lights and plays music, but I enjoyed it for 5 minutes and I got tired of it. It pretty much sat in the closet in my room for a good amount of time before it was donated to hand-me-downs to one of my baby cousins, which probably enjoyed it a lot more than me. But I remember she paid like almost $50 for it. So I was like in my head, oh well, live and learn. So we went out to dinner at Muriel's. And then my mom had a stomach cramp. So after dinner, she had to use the bathroom at a Burger King. And, you know, my dad was over-obsessive with music, so he turned on the music in my car, and my sisters blew up on my dad, said, "You're gonna turn off the music! You turn off the fucking music!" That's what my sister told to my dad, and my dad turned it off and, like, blew a gasket at my sisters over that. And then when my mom came back from the bathroom at Burger King, she's like, "What's the problem?" And it was like a shouting match. And my, believe it or not, I cannot believe this happened, what my mom did. She smacked my sister's face over that blow up. Right in the car, in public, in the parking lot of a Burger King. Like, okay, was that necessary? And then she started crying over that. So, we went to the video store, we picked up the Blair Witch Project, and then the fight with my mom and dad began with the shouting match. And my sister was like crying her eyes out, and so was my mom. She told my mom, "I don't give a damn shit. If something like this happens, then I'm leaving." So, which means that my mom probably threatened to move out of my family if something like that's happened. So, and that evening, I was also in the Scouts. So this was back when I was in the 4th grade. So we left. We got the Blair Witch Project on VHS, and my dad took me to Scouts to the Pinewood Derby, which I got a ribbon for it. And when we get back, even bigger explosive drama. Of course, my sister was still crying her eyes out because she got smacked in the face. That's not the first time that she got smacked. You know, my grandma, she can be religious and abusive at the same time. She also did the same thing a year later for refusing to go to Bible study for once a month during that time. I remember she smacked her real hard and she yelled at my sister telling her to quit your fucking crying. I don't know, I was like stalled there shaking real bad, like my grandma was being very abusive. I remember that day she took out, my grandpa had a brain aneurysm and she took it out on my sisters for not going to church. So my grandma took out my grandpa's brain aneurysm on my sisters for refusing to go to church. That is very sick right there. So back to the story with the Blair Witch Project. My mom was taking a ride to cool off and she was still crying and told my sisters you can start the movie. Well, guess what? We didn't end up watching the movie. As a matter of fact, a neighbor came knocking on my door saying that, is everything all right? I hear lots of shouting. Should I get the police involved? So we almost had the police called on because my sisters was fighting over my dad's loud music in the car. And my anxiety rose significantly. So, of course, we, the next day, we had to take the Blair Witch Project back to the video store. And we haven't seen it for a long time until we saved up and we bought it on VHS and we watched it. Even me, it's like, wow, this is pretty scary. I enjoyed the Blair Witch. It's just a shame that we did not rented it on video because of explosive drama with my family, which involved my sister getting smacked by my mom. I remember I did get spanked several times when I was a kid, being dragged out of the store because I wanted something and I couldn't have it. When my dad spanked me, it was really hard. Like, he rose his hand and spanked me. That's how bad it was. So that's what's happened. So we had the VHS of the Blair Witch Project for the long time. When I was in high school, I did watch it a few times. It was scarier when I watched it. Of course, they have a bad sequel called The Blair Witch 2, which doesn't involve the Blair Witch. And there's a Lionsgate remake, which I believe came out in 2019, if I'm not sure. But those two movies did not make any sense whatsoever. So, to this day, the Blair Witch Project is amazing, and I really do love this movie. It is perfect here. It is like an indie movie, although it is very low budget. It has... the box office had like millions of dollars, which blew everybody away, even me, and I really do enjoy this. Well, folks, there you have it. That is my Blair Witch Project stories. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and until next time, folks, thanks for watching.